We're reading the Quran and we're on a new section, Surah 39, titled Zumar, or the Crowds. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, let's just jump on into it. Okay. 1. The revelation of this book is from Allah, the exalted in power, full of wisdom. Verily, it is we who have revealed the book to thee in truth, so serve Allah, offering Him sincere devotion. It is not to Allah that sincere devotion is due. Oh no, is it not to Allah that sincere devotion is due? But those who take for protectors other than Allah say, we only serve them in order that they may bring us nearer to Allah. Truly, Allah will judge between them in that wherein they differ. But Allah guides not such as are false and ungrateful. He doesn't guide people who are false and ungrateful. Had Allah wished to take Himself a son, He could have chosen whom He pleased out of those whom He doth create. But glory be to Him, He is above such things. He is Allah, the One, the Irresistible. He created the heavens and the earth in true proportions. He makes the night overlap the day, and the day overlap the night. He has subjected the sun and the moon to His law. Each one follows of course for a time appointed. Is it not He, the exalted in power, He who forgives again and again? I like that how it's like overlapping, right? He created you all from a single person, then created of like nature his mate. And He sent down for you 8 head of cattle in pairs. He makes you in the wombs of your mothers in stages, one after another, in 3 veils of darkness. 3 veils of darkness. Okay. The liquid they're in, the bag you're in, and then the actual skin layer of your mom. Alright? That's 3 layers that I think. Right? It's like the earth has the core and then the mantle and then the crust. Interesting. Such is Allah, your Lord and Cherisher. To Him belongs all dominion. There is no God but He. Then how are ye turned away from your true center? If ye reject Allah, truly Allah hath no need of you, but He liketh not ingratitude from His servants. If ye are grateful, He is pleased with you. No bearer of burdens can bear the burden of another. In the end, to your Lord is your return, when He will tell you the truth of all that ye did in this life. For He knoweth well all that is in men's hearts. Oh, that's very comforting too. When some trouble toucheth man, he crieth unto his Lord, turning to Him in repentance. But when He bestoweth a favour upon him as from Himself, man doth forget what he cried and prayed for before, and he doth set up rivals unto Allah, thus misleading others from Allah's path. Say, enjoy thy blasphemy for a little while. Verily thou art one of the companions of the fire. Is one who worships devoutly during the hours of the night, prostrating himself or standing in adoration, who takes heed of the hereafter, and who places his hope in the mercy of his Lord, like one who does not? Say, are those equal, those who know and those who do not know? It is those who are endued with understanding that received admonition. Say, O ye my servants who believe, fear your Lord. Good is the reward for those who do good in this world. Spacious is Allah's earth. Those who patiently persevere will truly receive a reward without measure. Spacious is Allah's earth. It can feel small, like a small world, but it is indeed very vast. Say, verily I am commanded to serve Allah with sincere devotion, and I am commanded to be the first of those who bow to Allah in Islam. Say, I would, if I disobeyed my Lord, indeed have fear of the penalty of a mighty day. Say, it is Allah I serve with my sincere and exclusive devotion. Serve ye what ye will besides Him. Say, truly those in loss are those who lose their own souls and their people on the day of judgment. Those who lose their own souls. and their people. Losing your own soul. That reminds me of that very cliche kind of popular culture saying we have, like, they sell the soul to the devil. There's a lot of country songs and the blues. There's a genre of music called the blues. I really like it. But I like it when it's usually the older black man doing it. But they'll say something like, dun, 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 I sold my soul, and the devil let it go. Like, they have like a very interesting yet like thought-provoking ways of like all the different ways in which the devil tries to get you to sell your soul. Makes me think of that. This Quranic verse makes me think of that. They shall have layers of fire above them and layers of fire below them. So even, oh my gosh, layers. It says layers. Layers above and below. Layers above and below them. Okay, this is a very small, tiny example. But when it's like, when you're laying in your bed and you have like, I don't know how many blankets you use, but sometimes you can have 2 or 3, right? Depending. And when you're hot, you can take off one. Still hot, you can take off another. And if it's still hot, you take off one. And then you're like, oh, right? And how miserable it is if you have all those layers on. But you can escape that. Well, intensify that to like 1,000 more degrees. And it's like these layers of fire, of heat, get it? You can't remove it. There's no taking it off. There's no escaping. There's also that other cliche saying, it's also true, is like, there's no air conditioning in hell. So it's like, oh no! Oh. With this doth Allah warn off his servants. O my servants, then fear ye me, those who eschew evil, and fall not into its worship, and turn to Allah in repentance, for them is good news. So announce the good news to my servants, those who listen to the word and follow the best meaning in it. Those are the ones whom Allah has guided, and those are the ones endued with understanding. Is then one against whom the decree of punishment is justly due equal to one who eschews evil? Wouldst thou then deliver one who is in the fire? But it is for those who fear their Lord, that lofty mansions, one above another, have been built. Beneath them flows rivers of delight. Such is the promise of Allah. Never doth Allah fail in his promise. Seest thou not that Allah sends down rain from the sky, and leads it through springs in the earth? Then he causes to grow therewith produce of various colors. Then it withers. Thou wilt see it grow yellow. Then he makes it dry up and crumble away. Truly in this is a message of remembrance to men understanding. Yeah, a lot of women, kind of like myself, we kind of do this. I think the ladies will get what I'm saying. I like to put flowers on my kitchen table. And there's something about when the flowers, you buy them, they're kind of not open yet. And then they open, and then a lot of us keep the flowers on the table even to the point where they're very dry and dead. And I've noticed that some women, like when I talk to them, they're like, there's something kind of relaxing in watching something beautiful turn dry. Because it kind of reminds you of time. Even the most scentful, beautiful rose or whatever flower you like, daisy, right? Tulip, it crumbles. And even when it's dry, there's beauty, but eventually you got to take them off the kitchen table. But it's like a little reminder if you think about it. So I know I'm not the only one. Because when it gives this example, that also reminds me of the seasons. That's why autumn is such a beautiful time in winter. Because it just reminds everybody that there's cycles to life. That's why I feel so more miserable if I had to live in a place where it's always the same kind of weather. I think that's why I don't really like California anymore. It's always nice weather. It's a little chilly, but it's always nice weather. You kind of get sick of it. You kind of get more lazy too. I don't know, when the weather's too comfortable, it can make you a little too much like a bear relaxing. Is one whose heart Allah has opened to Islam, so that he has received enlightenment from Allah, no better than one hard-hearted? that. Received enlightenment. And then versus the hard-hearted one. Woe to those whose hearts are hardened against celebrating the praises of Allah. It's hard to chip away at that, but it can be done. It can be done. It's very hard, but I know Mufti Menk helped me take off some of that. And I think that's one reason you can prevent your heart from getting hard if you think of life as a test. That's what I like to say now, because I think that's true. When I was growing up, my grandpa used to always tell me, you have a chip on your shoulder. It's like there's like a piece missing of a rock, right? Trying to say like I'm so hard and stubborn. It's like you have something going on, you know? That's interesting. Instead of celebrating the praises of Allah, right? Wow. It's true. It's so hard to not turn into that stone, to not feel, to not just want to be solid and just imposing. It can be hard, but it can be, you know, that can be turned, like, chipped away at, right? If somebody can sculpt marble, your heart can be unhardened, right? They are manifestly wandering in error. 23. Allah has revealed from time to time the most beautiful message in the form of a book, consistent with itself, yet repeating its teaching in various aspects. That's true, it does. The skins of those who fear their Lord tremble thereat, then their skins and their hearts do soften to the celebration of Allah's praises. Such is the guidance of Allah. He guides therewith whom He pleases, but such as Allah leaves to stray can have none to guide. Is then one who has to fear the brunt of the penalty on the day of judgment and receive it on his face, like one guarded therefrom? It will be said to the wrongdoers, taste ye the fruits of what ye earned. Taste the fruits. Again, it's true that repeats, and that's another common thing. Taste ye the fruits of what you've earned. I hope on Thanksgiving there used to be the cornucopia. The cornucopia was like a cone with a bunch of different fruits inside, and then you put it on the table, and it shows like abundance of the harvest, right? So think about that. Like, I hope that I've earned a lot of good fruit, right? Imagine if on Judgment Day if we actually, you know, instead of symbolically, but actually had like your due of fruit. I would hope it'd be very nice. I remember when we used to have to stand in the food line with my mom. We used to stand at this Baptist church, and the stores would donate food that was almost going to expire, and we had to look through the boxes. It's like some things are clearly not edible, but you get to look through it, and you get to have a bag, and then you can like show them, but it's for free, because we had to go in the free food line with my mom and my brother when he was a little baby, and I know what that feels like, right? So again, if you think of that like in a way similar, it's like I hope that I earned more than what I had to beg for. Get it? Because as they say, like, beggars can't be choosers, but earners can, you know, have a little bit more say in what they get, right? They have more coming their way in a sense because they've earned it. It's interesting. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I hope that I have my own cornucopia, and hopefully we all do, right? That's what I think.